Okay, here we are at the Girl Scout house. Which, of course, is across the street from us. And we totally have cleaned up the front yard and painted the entire ramp and porch and cleaned up all the yard with the leaves, etc. And now we're gonna head to the back with this beautiful lady and see what we can get done. It's well, yeah, you heard her. She said pretty rough. I would say interesting. There is so much stuff that needs attention that we're going to try to do a little transformation for the Girl Scouts, so when they come here they have a place out back like they have had in the past that they can use. We put those chairs there already. They were laying out here all strewn around, and well, we'll see what we can get done. Phyllis is already bringing all the fallen limbs from this winter, and we'll check back later after we've got some work done. All right, not sure how well we can be heard over this sweet yard working woman continuing on, but this is a little update for so far. Cleaning up pretty good. You can see a lot of down limbs we put into what I guess they're fire pit. We gotta figure out what to do. Probably take these down below the level of the window, as rule of thumb is. Not sure what that was for, but we're gonna get it out of there, and hopefully the Girl Scouts are using it. Not sure I've ever seen an Andina 8 feet tall, so we'll have to do something with that. But cute little tree. I guess that's no, it's not a dogwood because it's got these little seed pods. I have to figure that one out, but it's cute. All right, I won't let her do all of it, I promise. We had a sweet young man come up and say, please, please, please let me get some work. So we're gonna have him help Phyllis do the rest of this mess for some money. And I'll get busy on the weed eater. Wow, what a mess. Okay, it's the next morning, and we're gonna work on this area here where we already got started, forgot to film, where nothing's been done for a long time. Stacked up leaves and branches, but the backyard that we cut yesterday is looking marvelous. So we will continue on and then take on this challenge. Holy Toledo. Like I said, azalea's 8-9 feet tall, not a good thing. All right, we had to dig out a little to get the gate open correctly, and now this is completely cleaned up. It looks great. You could tell that had been several years without anything being done there, and we've got about, I don't know, a third to a half of this. It always amazes me. Azaleas do not like to grow like this. They like to be pruned. They love to be pruned. If you don't, you end up with just a bunch of dead branches inside, and then the azalea finally just dies. So in about 3 weeks they'll have new growth and look pretty again, and then in the fall we'll probably sneak back over here and cut it back even some more. We really like our little fire pit full of all the branches that were down in the yard. Phyllis did a super job mowing. I basically just drank mint juleps and sat on my butt, didn't I?
Not really. No, he did not.
All right, got the azaleas down below the windows so everybody can see out now. It looks a lot prettier. Still a lot of kind of cleaning up stuff we got to do, and the nandinas are no longer 9 feet tall. They should come back looking real pretty before the year's over. And everything else is at least more neat, we'll put it that way. We got a lot to do over here, and unfortunately there's more of this back there that has not been cared for. So the Girl Scouts can have a nice place to be outdoors and run around. Well, you always hope there's kind of a takeaway message for kids growing up. We'll see. Okay, later. All right, the last challenge here at the Girl Scout house. We'll get things squared away. Got a lot of trimming up to do. Phyllis put on her dress clothes to work in. We got a lot of stuff to do right here. It's just filthy. But, well, Phyllis has already lopped some of this stuff down. But, you know, get the azaleas down to a reasonable level again so they can be pretty. Clean up all the hoses and stuff just laying around. And then take a final video. All right, great. Okay, a couple of woolly boogers. This is our outro for our Girl Scout house cleanup. So we're gonna do a little tour of what all we did. This is the lopping queen and the we'll see. All right, here we go. All right, so now it's one pile, and Phyllis really did a great job cleaning up the front, full of leaves and sticky balls, you know, from sycamore trees. And we totally painted the entire railing. It had almost no paint left on it, and it looks so much better. Got everything all cleaned up and pretty cleaned up to some degree. The flower beds, I'll have a comment on that later. And there's the other pile of what we took out of the yard, quite a bit. So overall, and the rest, I know probably the city doesn't like it, but we put quite a bit in the garbage cans. All right, to the back we go. All right, we're heading to the back. We really had to clean up around here. Could hardly even get this gate open. And maybe that's why the backyard hadn't been cut in forever. But all the debris and stuff we cleaned up. It was a lot of limbs. Well, as you've seen previously, all those limbs are now on the Girl Scouts fire pit. At least most of them that we didn't put out front. And then the azaleas, you can actually see out the windows again. And of course that'll look a lot greener here very quickly. This one already looked pretty decent. And then all these chairs were just dumped over around the fire pit, and terrible. Our squirrel buddy over there. Then we cleaned off what is some sort of concrete pad. Not sure what it is, but at least now it can be used. There's a lot of limbs over there that I think came from the front dogwood tree that died. But then we cleaned up around the Girl Scouts outside fire pit, which is really a very nice fire pit. Whoever did this did a great job. Then we got all the azaleas down here again so you could see out the windows and get by. It's really kind of a cool yard for the girls. If we can just encourage someone to, you know, take care of it on a regular basis. Since we live right there, we're going to be good neighbors and help out. All right, one more little clip and it'll be one project in the books. Our neighborhood cat. All right, Philly's closing up the back, so everything stays, you know, semi-protected. Well, the only comment I was going to make is it's probably not really a very good idea to put a flower bed with mulch and stuff underneath 3 ginormous sycamore trees, in which all this stuff just falls and makes a gargantuan mess. It's there are better options, but you know, to each their own. All right, so it's been a gorgeous weekend. We've enjoyed doing this. It makes the neighborhood nicer and something good for the Girl Scouts.
I always want it to look pretty over here for the girls.
Absolutely, you've done so much. Lucy doesn't like it.
No.
Lucy wants down.
Ready to go home.
Yeah.
She's ready to go home. She made it across the street one more time.
We're just going to encourage the neighbors and everybody here in our community, you know, stop littering. It blows my mind that people do not look out for one another and help keep the neighborhoods clean. So take it upon yourself to be the good example. All right, guys and gals, we'll catch you on the next one. Later.
Later.